It looks possible that Elon Musk will seize control of Twitter and end censorship on that platform. Now, why should you care about that? It's like a tech story, right? Who cares about social media? Here's why you should care. Because if that were to happen, we could see a return of free speech to the United States, and nothing should give you more hope than that possibility. A free Twitter would mean an open debate about ideas on the single most important incubator of elite opinion in the world. It would mean a return to free and fair elections in the United States, a system in which both sides are allowed to make their case to the public, and then the public can decide. It's called democracy. And above all, a free Twitter would mean a direct challenge to the people in charge of our country's institutions, many of whom are incompetent. For the first time in years, we will be able to talk honestly about our leaders. We'll be able to have the kind of conversations that make democracy possible. We can't have those conversations now, and there's a reason for it. The point of censorship is never to shield the weak, no matter what Barack Obama may tell you. The point of censorship, always and everywhere, is to protect entrenched power. That's why it's the powerful who impose censorship for their own benefit. And that's exactly why illegitimate regimes fight so hard to control information through censorship. That's their main concern. Why are they so focused on that? That's why. Somehow, the right does not seem to understand this. The left definitely understands it. Watch this MSNBC anchor appear to realize in real time what it would mean if the Democratic Party's donor base ever lost control of an influential social media platform.
And the bigger question on everyone's mind now, will Musk's newfound Twitter power mean Trump will be back on the platform? And on that possibly nightmare-inducing note, I wish you a good night.
It would be a nightmare, she tells us, if a democratically elected president were allowed to speak in public. And in some ways, she's right. Shattering its monopoly on speech could break the Democratic Party. Even an MSNBC anchor understands that. Why are they so determined to keep you from talking? Because they know your talking is the threat to their power. Allowing the free exchange of ideas in America's public square is far more important than any single election result. And if you don't believe it, consider what we've just seen over the past 2 years. You can elect Donald Trump if you want. Go ahead and do it. But the Democratic Party can still silence Donald Trump at will. So what does that tell you? Who's more powerful, voters or the social media companies that control what voters know? It's not even close. Republicans in Congress pretend not to understand this. Maybe they really are that stupid. Possible. Doesn't matter, because either way, they will never fix it. Ever. They've had a chance. They passed. Even Jack Dorsey, who created Twitter, could not end censorship on Twitter. And so in the end, Jack Dorsey fled his own company when it became a Frankenstein monster that made America more hierarchical rather than less, a company that served the powerful at the expense of everyone else. That was the opposite of the intended effect. So he just left. He had no choice. Elon Musk, virtually alone in the entire technology industry, appears to understand what exactly is happening here. Here's Musk in 2018, appearing on 60 Minutes, acknowledging that in a world of corporate media, Twitter can act as an equalizer. Watch.
You tweet a lot.
I use my tweets to express myself. Some people use their hair. I use Twitter.
Well, but you use your tweeting to kind of get back at critics. You kind of have little wars with the press.
Twitter is a war zone. If somebody's going to jump in the war zone, it's like, okay, you're in the arena. Let's go.
Okay. Who does that sound like?
I don't know. Who does it sound like?
It sounds like a guy who lives at the White House.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, sure. He's very good at Twitter.
Twitter is a war zone. Now, that tape is from 3.5 years ago. Twitter is no longer a war zone. There's only one army on the field. Donald Trump has been banned for Twitter, despite the fact he may run in the next presidential race. He's an active politician with millions of people who would support him. He's been banned. Charlie Kirk had a huge following on Twitter. He's been suspended too. So is the Babylon Bee. And for that matter, this show has been suspended. Questioning the prevailing storyline is the crime. Do that and you're gone. It doesn't matter if you're factually right. We were factually right. It doesn't matter. Challenge power and you are censored instantly. Now, it's hard to believe that the world's richest man is the only person who could fix this. You'd like to think our democratic systems could fix it, but clearly they can't. So Elon Musk seems to be our last hope. And tonight there are signs that Elon Musk plans to do something big with Twitter. Buying 9% of the company was clearly more than an investment. He doesn't need the money. Last week, after Musk became Twitter's single biggest shareholder, Twitter's management announced that he would join their board of directors. The seat would come with two major restrictions. First, Musk would be barred from owning more than 15% of Twitter stock. He would not be allowed to control the company. Second, as a board member, Elon Musk would have a fiduciary duty to shareholders. And in real terms, that means he could not reveal Twitter's algorithms. He couldn't tell the public what they are. Now, those algorithms are used to censor and suppress effective critics of the Biden administration, very often without their knowledge. It's done in secret. You can't fight back. You don't even know what's happening. So he could not challenge that if he took a board seat. But this weekend, Musk abruptly pulled out of the deal. And that means he's free to buy more shares of Twitter, in fact, to control it.